guys, today I thought we could just do a little bit of a chill get ready with me. I am going to be testing out a couple of new things, but mostly it's going to be like things already in my collection. I have a little box here of things that I want to try out, and what kind of inspired this video was a palette that I got in my Try Beauty box. Was it last month? This is the Poppy Cosmetics Neon Drip palette, so I really want to use this, and it's been kind of taunting me. I haven't had a reason to make like a separate video with this because obviously it's an old palette. This came out like last year around this time, I think, so I don't know, for me it's just very hard to like sit down and film with an old palette, which I probably know isn't going to get that many views, so I thought we could just kind of do this in a get ready with me type way. It's probably going to be quite chatty, so you know, get a snack or something, I don't know. I also got a package from Stylovana. They wanted to send me some products and I wanted to show you some of them. All of them I'm not going to use in this video because there are a couple of products that just weren't really my thing because I didn't get to pick out the items myself, but the star of the show is definitely this cushion foundation. This is from a brand called Moonshot, and this was my first time ever trying a cushion foundation, and I have to say they did a fantastic job picking out my color, because this color, just wait until you see me put this on, this color is like perfect. Like I couldn't have done a better job myself. I haven't really looked into their shade range or anything like that. I probably should have done that, but I did want to test it out, and so far I have been loving this. Like this is such a good foundation. I have mine in the shade 301. Let's just go ahead and get into it because I might as well just put on makeup while we're chatting. I also have some other stuff in my box, but I'll show you as we go along. I just wanted to show you the palette so you know kind of what we're in for, because that is going to be like, you know, the most exciting thing. So let me go ahead and get my hair out of the way so we can put on a little bit of foundation. I don't really like my hairline, which is probably something that you've guessed already, and why I always wear my hair down, because I just don't like wearing my hair back. But let's go ahead and do this foundation. So I will show you how I apply it. Now it does come with a little sponge thingy, which I think all cushion foundations do. I have tried it, as you can see, and it does a pretty good job, but I'm just more of a brush person, so I'm just gonna dip my brush straight into it. This is my BK Beauty 106 brush, so I'm just gonna kind of go. That was a weird sound. That didn't sound like something that a foundation would make, but I'm just gonna go ahead and put this on so you can see now just how perfect that match is. It's maybe like a quarter of a shade too dark. That's very specific, but it's a really, really, really nice foundation. And what I like the most about it is just how perfect the coverage is for what I have been liking lately. Like, this is, I would say, a true medium foundation. It might even lean a little bit on the light side, but it's just so beautiful and it just goes on so smoothly. I wouldn't say that this is a matte foundation per se, which is what I usually prefer, and I think that you guys probably know that, but I feel like once you set this, it's been lasting very well on me, so it kind of turns into a bit of a matte foundation when you do set it with some powder. So I have been absolutely loving this, and I think it's just so cool that, I don't know, I was able to try out a product that I never would have bought myself. Like, cushion foundations have not been on my radar whatsoever. Like, I just assumed that it was not a product for me. I assumed it was going to be just too dewy and just not something that I would like. But I mean, see how easy that was to put on? Like, that's basically it. Like, that's all I need to do with foundation, and this looks so nice. So I'm really happy that they sent me this, and I can honestly see myself repurchasing it. I might go down like one shade if I don't have a tan, which obviously I won't have a tan in a while because it's not like, you know, it's not like it's summer and it's not like I'm going anywhere that I will get a tan. So yeah, I would probably, like, I was gonna say size down. That's wrong, but I would pick a shade lighter than what I have here, even though this is pretty perfect. Like, for someone picking out my shade for me just from seeing me in a video, they did a fantastic job. I will give them that. So next up, what I want to use is, I got another package from Laura Mercier, and they've sent me quite a few packages now, and some of the products I've been using a lot, others not so much, just because they aren't really like, I don't know, things that I use a lot. Like the caviar sticks, like the eyeshadow sticks, that's not really my thing, but they sent me the Brighten and Concealer stick, so I've been using this a little bit, and I'm kind of like unsure about it. So it's kind of like a dual-ended thing here, which one side is supposed to be brightening and the other side is supposed to be a concealer. To me, they look pretty much exactly the same. There's probably like a slight difference. Yeah, you can see a little bit of a difference, but like I don't know, the shade of it is like pretty similar. So I've just been using the concealer side of it, which is kind of annoying trying to like figure out what's what here. So correct camouflage, I'm gonna use the concealer. So I've just been using this as a regular concealer, and what I don't really love about this is I feel like this is the kind of product for someone who likes very minimal makeup, someone who likes to just put on a little bit of concealer in the morning, someone who likes to use their fingers to blend out their makeup with. It also just doesn't really lay very nicely on my nose, and I still put it on my nose because I always put concealer on my nose. But yeah, I don't know, it's a little bit hard to blend out as well. Let me see if I can find the right brush for this. So let's go with this one. This is I guess just a small concealer brush is what you would call this. I'm just gonna use that to blend out this concealer. It's quite a thick formula, I guess you could call it. And like I said, I feel like this is the kind of product that is just kind of best used blended out with your finger, but I don't really like using my hands and my fingers to apply or blend out makeup with. It's just, I just don't really like getting my hands dirty unless I have to. Like if I'm doing swatches, fine. But I don't want to have to like wipe off my hands and wash my hands after like applying every product. It does look quite nice under the eyes though. It's more just like the application process of using this that I find it to be just like an extra step that I don't really need to do when I use a regular concealer. But like it blends out okay, and I think that this looks quite nice. Like I feel like I have very nice coverage now. Not that I really had any breakouts at the moment that I needed to conceal, which is nice because it's like during those 2 weeks of the month where my skin is like okay. Hormonal breakouts really suck. So I'm going to set my face with this powder that I got from Stylevana as well. This is from, it says by McQueen, New York. So McQueen, I guess. I know Alexander McQueen is like a fashion brand. I don't know if he has like a makeup brand as well. I'm guessing kind of he does. So this is the Micro Fit Finish Powder. It's a pressed powder. I have used this a couple of times already. I don't normally set my face with pressed powders. I prefer loose powders, and this is supposed to be a finishing powder. I've tried to use it as both, and I didn't feel like it did anything as a finishing powder, like as in a buffing powder when you're done with your makeup. So I'm gonna use this to set my face with. Like I said, I've done it in the past. It's not my favorite, but I still just wanted to kind of show you what it would look like. So I'm just gonna go ahead and set my face like I normally would here. Not gonna be using any cream products today. I don't think, actually, you know what? Let's actually use a cream product because I just thought of something and it's something that I haven't used in forever. So I'm not gonna set the rest of my face until I've used the cream that I wanna use. So I pulled out this palette from Natasha Denona. This is the Natasha Denona Diamond and Blush palette. And I've talked about this as kind of like regrets, and I wish I didn't buy this because I haven't gotten enough use out of it. So I'm gonna use this cream blush here, and then maybe we can use the powder blush on top after. And again, I'm just gonna use a brush. I just, you know, whatever brush you have that's kind of dense, it's going to work. So I'm just gonna kind of dip my brush into the cream here and then just apply this. This is honestly a beautiful blush, and I don't know why I don't use it more often because it's so nice. And it's gonna go really, really well with the look that I plan on doing today too. I just wanna do something very, very simple today. I think I wanna do just kind of like an orange smoky eye, maybe like a neon orange smoky eye. I think that could be kind of fun. I don't know. I don't feel like doing something too fancy. We're taking Churro, our cat, to the vet today to get some blood work done. So not that that determines at all what makeup I'm gonna do. I don't know why I said that as in a, this is why I'm doing that makeup. Not at all. But just thought I would mention it. But look how pretty that is. Like that looks beautiful. I really like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and set the rest of my face now. And then we can do some powder products over the top after. Like, I don't know why I don't really like using pressed powders to set my face. I feel like I never get like enough powder on my face. I don't know what it is. Like, I'm one of those people who like douse my face in powder. Not that I bake, but I do like to make sure that I'm like properly set because I do have oily skin. Also, I will link all of the products that I'm using below, obviously the Stylevana stuff as well, if you want to go check out their site. I didn't get a code or anything with them, I just got the free products, and I wanted to try some of them out on camera, or at least show you guys because I have tried them. So this is going to be my face set. What I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna do my brows off camera because that's boring and I don't really care to watch other people do their brows. So I'm just gonna finish that off and then I'll come back and we can do the rest of the face because we still have, you know, a lot of things to go through. The more I'm looking at this blush, the more I'm like loving it. It looks so good. love that color. I really need to use this palette more. Like, I really liked it in the beginning when I got it, and then I don't know what happened. I just kind of stopped using it. I know it's because it's like a big face palette, and I just tend to not reach for those kind of products, but it is beautiful. Like, it is really nice. Let's do some bronzer. I'm going to use the Samantha March and Rephr collab because I've been loving that one. Just gonna swirl my brush into both sides here. I like to kind of mix the two, and I'm just gonna do a little bit of bronzer. This is my Kaleidos blush brush, which I really like using this for bronzer. It's really nice. I don't want a lot of this, I just want a little bit, and I am going to layer a powder blush over the top of my cream blush because I always do that. I don't know why, but I always use a cream and a powder together. Like, if I'm gonna use a cream, I'm going to use a powder as well. I feel like it's just because I feel like once I powder my face, like, I need something else over the, like, I'm just so used to doing that. I don't know if anyone else does that, but I can't just use a cream underneath my powder and then like nothing on top of my powder because I feel like it's just like incomplete. So maybe what I'll do is I'll take the powder in this palette as well, which is this one. So you are supposed to kind of mix them, or layer them, I mean. So you have like a cream highlighter here that you're supposed to layer with the powder highlighter so that they really pop. Maybe I will use this palette for my highlighter as well. We'll see when that time comes. I'm gonna probably do my highlighter after I've done my eyes, I think. But let's go ahead and do the powder blush here. So I'm gonna use my new Alter Ego brush. I have been loving this for blush. It's such a nice brush. Oh, look at that. That's so pretty. I love how it has like a little bit of a sheen to it without being like too shiny. Like, some of her products are a little bit too dewy for what I like when I do have oily skin, because you know, when my makeup wears, I don't want it to look like I'm super oily. So if I use something that's a little too dewy to start off, it can get a little bit too greasy looking and feeling for my liking. And I'm looking at my nose, and I really feel like that concealer is not laying very nicely on my nose. You probably can't see it, but you'll probably see it in close-ups after I show you my eye makeup when it's done. But this looks so cute. I really, really like this. Sometimes it's nice to just rediscover things that you have in your collection as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and try my eyes, and we're gonna test out this palette. This isn't going to be a review or anything. I'm not gonna give you swatches. If you want to see more with this palette, let me know. Maybe I can find a way to do it. I might be able to use it one more time before I do my kind of monthly review. I think I was going to film that today, but maybe I'll wait a couple of days and put that up like early in February. I feel like maybe that's a better idea. Instead of doing it at the end of the month, just doing it like in the beginning of the following month. I kind of feel like that makes sense. Why do I always forget to remove my eye boogers before I start filming? I really need to start doing that because they don't need to be there. And if I wait too long and I'm done with my eye makeup and then I try to remove them, I'm like removing my inner corner highlight, and it's a whole thing. All right, let's take a look at this palette. So what I was saying before is I want to do something, I think I just want to do like an orange smoky eye. I think I just want to use these two colors right here. I could also do like a pink, but I feel like I've used a lot of pinks lately. And I just want to kind of test out the oranges in this palette. Obviously, there's a lot of beautiful shades in here, and I'm very inspired to, if this palette is good, if I like what I tried today, I'm very inspired to want to use this again. So I don't know, let me know if you want to see me do more with this after we're done with this video. So I'm going to start with a shade here called Culture, and I'm going to basically put that all over my lid as well as into my crease. So especially with neon shades, you really don't want to be like over blending them and stuff. So that's why I'm just going to keep this very simple. I'm going to start, wow, that is beautiful. Start just by packing it on my lid, like I said, and I just want to see like kind of how it lays on my lid. Because it'll give me a little bit of a better idea of the formula. Not that I need to have something underneath that shimmer, but I just want to kind of test it out and see what happens. But this is a beautiful color. It's going to keep this in quite a round shape here, and then I'm going to start blending it into my crease. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put the shimmer all over the top and then find some kind of a inner corner highlight that I want to have with this look. This is such a cute color. This reminds me a lot of a color in the Menagerie palette, the Pastel Pup. I feel like there's a color like quite similar to this. That is really, really cute. This is definitely going to be more of a spring look, but that's fine. I think I'm just kind of over the cold weather here. I feel like every year after the summer or during the summer, I'm so ready for the winter to come because the summers here are so hot. but also every time, like after the winter or at the end of the winter, I'm like, I'm so ready for it to heat up again. I'm sure I'm not the only one. It's like, I can never make up my mind what I want. It's like, you always want what you don't have. And right now I'm so over the cold weather. Like, I would love for it to be a little bit warmer, just not like 115 degrees Fahrenheit, because that's a little bit too hot, and that's what it gets up to here in the summer, which is just, it's awful. So far, I'm really liking this. If you've been looking for a palette with pressed neons, maybe this could be it. I mean, so far, this is looking very, very nice. Obviously, I'm only using one shade, so I can't speak for the other ones, but I really like this shade. It's also blending out very nicely as well. So what do I want to do? Is that all I want to do for my lid here? Do I want to do anything else? Let's go ahead and take the shade underneath my eye as well. I want to see if this sticks without any eyeshadow primer. I might have to go in and prime underneath my eye because these are neons, and usually you kind of need to do that with neons, but I don't know. Let's just keep going and see if this is going to build at all. I mean, that's not bad. I am honestly quite impressed with this shade. I think that looks really, really nice. And this is a palette that I kind of had my eyes on when it came out, and then I don't know why I didn't end up buying it, honestly, because I really wanted this palette when it came out, but I think I just had so many other things that I knew was coming that I didn't want to take on like anything else until I was done with what I knew was coming in, and by then it was just kind of too late. So I'm kind of glad that I got this in my box, even though most of the time with the palettes that I do get in my boxes, I don't have a lot of boxes. I only really have Tribe right now. But the palettes that I do get in Tribe are usually palettes that I never end up using, and I just end up giving them away because they tend to be on the neutral side. But this was a very nice surprise that I got this palette in this box, because it was a palette that I was actually interested in. So that is super pretty. I'm gonna put down some NYX glitter primer. I'm just going to put that all over my lid, just using my same brush. This is another one of my BK Beauty brushes. I'll talk a little bit more about these in my monthly review, because so far I've been really enjoying them. So I'm gonna take the shade here called Poppin', which I guess is the name of the palette, and I'm gonna make sure I use the sticky side of my brush here to pick that up with, so that it's a little bit hard to pick up. I'm a little bit worried that this might be getting hard pan, but we'll see what happens. I'm gonna go ahead and just, yeah, that's not great. I need to really like dig into the pan here to really get anything up. Let's see what I can make out of this. That's not great. And I haven't even swatched this palette, so that's a little bit concerning. I'm not sure if you can see, like, it's starting to sort of seal here. Let me show you a close-up. Yeah, you can see it right there. Like, I usually don't have any issues at all, like, using the same brush that I use with my glitter primer, because usually the shadow will just stick to my brush and kind of pick up whatever is on top of the shadow. So I'm just gonna kind of try to work on building this up. Okay, it's looking a little bit better once I just kind of really dig into the pan here, which I feel like you shouldn't really have to do that, but that is pretty though, I will say that. Maybe I should have used a little bit more of a scratchy brush to really get in there, but I feel like we're gonna get a really good result in this still. Yeah, if you just keep digging into the pan, you'll definitely get some product up, and it's a really, really nice shimmer. It's a very interesting shimmer formula. It's kind of, I don't want to say sheer, but it's a little bit sheer, but it's got little like sparkly particles in it. But it's still not a topper, because it seems like it's opaque enough that you could use this on its own and it builds very nicely as long as I get something onto my brush. That is like my main struggle right now, but this is looking really, really nice, and I'm quite excited about this look now. So as you can see, not doing anything fancy at all. I'm just putting the shimmer all over my lid and just blending it into my crease. I just want this to be like a fun orangey neon-y smoky eye here. And then we'll see what I want to do for my inner corner. I haven't quite decided what I want to do yet. Maybe what I'll do is I'll finish off with my eyes and then finish off with my face and then do the inner corner that I end up doing on my face. Maybe that's a good idea. But I don't really want to use the Natasha Denona palette in my inner corner though, so I don't know. I'm gonna do, actually, let's do that together. Totally forgot that I had a mascara that I wanted to try as well. This one is also from Stylevana. This is, let's see, what are you from? This is from a brand called Heimish. I think I've used something from Heimish in the past, from, was it Yes Style or something? I don't know, I always confuse the two sites. Let's see what this one looks like. I haven't even opened this. So Really, really nice packaging, very sleek. I really like the logo that they have here. It looks very expensive. Let's see what the applicator looks like. Like I said, I haven't opened it, so I don't know. Interesting. Not my favorite kind of applicator. I definitely prefer like the spiky ones, but I'm open to giving it a go. It's not huge, which I love. So actually, let me curl my lashes here first, because I always do that, and I definitely want to do that when I'm trying out a new mascara. I want to give it its best chance here. All right, let's go ahead and see what this mascara has to offer. So right off the bat, it's quite a thick formula in a way. It's a little bit hard to explain, but it almost feels waxy. Like, does that make any sense? Have you ever had a mascara feel waxy before? Like, I kind of feel like it has a little bit of, it doesn't like glide nicely. It's almost like it sort of like sticks a little bit when I try to like run my brush through. And that's what I mean when I say waxy. Like, it doesn't have that same glide that I'm used to. It's making my lashes very nice and black though. It's super black, and it's giving me quite a lot of length, a little bit of separation. I don't love the applicator. I'm very biased towards like the spiky applicators. I just really prefer those. I'm getting a little bit of smearing on my eyelid here, which isn't usually like a big deal, because I can just sort of scrape it away after. I do feel like it's almost starting to clump a little bit, which I'm not the biggest fan of like clumpy lashes, so I'm not gonna go too ham with this mascara. I feel like I don't want to build more on this, but it's looking okay. It's not like the result that I usually like in my mascara. I feel like it's hard to explain. Like, I just want like length and separation both in my lashes. Like, that is all I want. I'm not gonna do my lower lash line until I've done some eyeliner, and like you can see probably on this side, it's definitely like smudged a little bit onto my eyelid, so I'm gonna have to fix that. But it is looking okay. I can see this being a really nice layering mascara though. I feel like this would layer quite nicely over something else that's more on the lengthening side. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this yet. I'm gonna have to obviously use it a few more times and like just see how it ages because with mascaras you really need to use them like for their whole lifetime to figure out like exactly how you feel about it, because it kind of changes throughout its life. So I'm gonna have to make up my mind after I've tried it a bit longer. I'm gonna put on a lipstick. I'm gonna put on this one from Rephr. I feel like this would look really nice with the look, and since I'm wearing sort of an orangey sweater, having like kind of a browny orangey lipstick would look nice. So this is Cinnamon, like I said, from Rephr. Ooh, that is a really pretty color. My lips are so dry though. This is maybe not gonna look the best, but let's try anyway. This lipstick even smells good. It smells like, kind of smells like chocolate. Am I going crazy? Oh man, I don't know, but that smells delicious. I don't think I've smelled the lipsticks from Rephr before, but I'm very happily surprised by that. Let's see, what is left? I need to finish off my eye switch. I want to do something in my waterline. What should I do? I'm thinking like yellow would probably be a little too much. Like, it's not really like the look that I'm going for. Maybe just something, maybe like a white could look nice, something to really brighten things up. I definitely don't want to do black. I feel like that's going to be a little too much. I could do something contrasting like a turquoise or something, but again, not really what I'm going for. What if I do like a pastel purple? That could look kind of cool. I feel like that would really tie everything together, like with my hair and stuff too. Let's do this. This is Crybaby from ColourPop. Yeah, that really brightened up. What should I do in my inner corner though? Should I maybe do something similar in my inner corner, like a lavender inner corner highlight? Would that be maybe be fun? Would that be maybe be fun? Would that be fun maybe? Let me just be all over the place first though, and just put some mascara on my lower lashes as well. Oh, I like this mascara a lot more for my lower lashes. It's actually doing a really, really good job at separating them and doing what it is that I want it to do. I don't really like having like a ton of mascara on my lower lashes depending on my look, especially if I'm doing something more on the light and bright side. I don't really want my mascara to be super prominent underneath my eye, because then it kind of takes away from the shadow under my eye, but I think that looks really nice. Let me see if I can remove those mascara smudges on top. Has this dried? Yeah, it feels like it's dried. I'm just gonna take a spoolie here and just kind of scrape over where I got a little bit of mascara on my lids, and then I'll probably go back in with that shimmer and just put a little bit of that over the top just to make sure that you can't really see any mascara boo-boos that I had. Gonna take a little bit more of that shadow and just give it a good spray here and just really go over the spot where I put the mascara on. Okay, I think that looks a lot better. I will say I'm not the biggest fan of the shimmer formula in this, even though I've only used one shade and I haven't touched the other ones. But if the other ones are the same as this one, it's kind of a pain to work with. It's very hard to pick up on a brush. It gets hard panned very easily, but it does look beautiful on the lid. I will give it that. Let's use this one as my highlighter. I just found this. This is from Gimme Glow. It's one of the loose highlighters. Funny story about this. So I bought this highlighter. I got it home. I put it on my kitchen island, and then the next day it was just gone. And like I knew in the back of my head that Tro or Cat had totally knocked it over, and like it was somewhere that I didn't know. And then like 2 months later I found it under the couch. And now I want to use it because I haven't tried it yet. So this is in the shade Baby Doll. I guess it's a pink highlighter. I need to rip off this little thing, which I need to find a tweezer for that. Man, they are really making this hard for me because there isn't a little thing that's poking up that you're supposed to grip onto when you're pulling it off, and I cannot seem to get a hold of this. Oh, I think I got it. I think I got it. Yeah, okay, I didn't get it all off. There's still a little bit left in here, but it should be enough that I can at least try to get some of this out of it. Just popped a little bit of it into my lid, and I'm gonna take a fluffy brush here and we're gonna see what this looks like. I'm actually, wow, that's intense. That's a lot lighter than I was expecting. I was kind of hoping it would be a little bit darker because I'm not the biggest fan of like the super icy white based highlighter. So let me really work this in and see if I can get this to be a little bit less. Okay, see, as long as that's blending into my blush, I feel like it's doing a good job here. It's not super icy anymore. It was just a little bit scary at first. I find with loose highlighters, they have a tendency to really go crazy sometimes because they're just so intense. It's a really, really pretty highlighter though. And then just as a last step, I'm just gonna take my blush brush again and make sure that I blend the blush into the highlighter, and I think that looks really nice. Is that really it for the video? Was that it? Is that all? Is that all I wanted to do? I feel like this video went very quickly. I think that's it. That was fun though. It's fun to do like a get ready with me once in a while because I don't really do these very often. So I think what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to rank my last 10 palettes because this was my 10th latest palette that I've tried, and that's another reason why I wanted to use this, because I wanted to film that video because I know I have another 4 palettes. Can't say what they are yet because it's a secret, but I have another 4 palettes that I need to film with and give you guys a video with that's coming up, and I'm very excited about it. But I didn't want to dig into those 4 palettes until I filmed with 10 so that I could do my ranking. So yeah, that's gonna be it for today. Let me know if you want to see more of these kind of videos, just doing whatever basically. I can probably do that because I do like filming them. It's just I don't know why I don't do them more often. I honestly have no excuse. So thank you so much for watching as always. If you want to see some other Get Ready With Me's that I have, I'll put my Get Ready With Me playlist up on the screen. Do I have one? I do now. And if you're new, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.